All right. So, why did I start a real estate channel? Specifically, why did I start a YouTube channel for real estate? And the answer for that was I I am a broker in the state of Florida, and I get a lot of people asking the same question over and over again, and it's hard to be able to answer all of those questions. And the reason I get so many questions is also I teach a real estate school, and I serve on our local board of realtors as well. And I love new realtors, I love experienced realtors, I love education and training, and it's difficult to answer the question every time it comes up because you just don't have that much time. So I wanted to start a real estate channel just for real estate agents. Whether you're new, whether you've been around for a while, whether you've left and you're coming back into the business, I'm sure you've got a lot of questions, and I wanted to be able to help as many people as possible. Now, why YouTube over the other channels? I do have an account on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I am on Twitter and LinkedIn, but not really. Um, the other reason I'm not on those channels doing this is I I feel like there's more connectivity here than there is over there. So I wanted to make this an evergreen content. And I'm trying. In TikTok, I'm finding that the following in all the other channels is a little bit different, and I didn't feel that this type of content was gonna resonate very well on those channels. I wanted it to be evergreen content, which I don't feel like people are doing that kind of searching there. Maybe they are, maybe I'm completely wrong. If I am, please tell me. I'm always looking to grow and learn more, but I thought it would be better well served here. Now, the next question was, the social media accounts. As I was saying, the social media accounts, I have an Instagram following, and I think for me, of all the social media accounts, the Instagram is the hardest one for me. I have friends over there, and they are doing wonderful, and I do watch them in awe, and I'm always asking them, like, how do you do that? The way I see Instagram is it is a lot of preparation and curation. I find for me that it's very frustrating to put that much work and effort into a video that's not an evergreen video. I do not scroll through years of somebody's Instagram post looking for a answer to a question. I might go through there for entertainment. Yes, I'll click on the pretty picture, but it's really not my thing, and I think that's probably why I struggle to have any kind of following or connectivity through Instagram. My Facebook channel, I have both a personal one and I have the one for the company. My personal one is for me. I'm not trying to sell on that channel or create a specific following of any kind. That one is just my friends and my family, and it is all over the place. It is every aspect of my life, and I'm okay with that. I do have a business channel. There's not very much happening on it as far as followers and engagement because that's not where I really think that people go to Facebook to look up a business and follow a business there. Now, my TikTok channel, it started out a little bit as me and, having fun kind of like Facebook, but I started to realize I'm posting more on that channel about real estate. And so I thought, okay, the following is changing a little bit there. I don't have as much engagement as I used to when I posted a puppy video and a coffee video and a dog video. I'm not really sure what to do with it for right now. I'm kind of having fun with it a little bit like Facebook, but these are not my primary interests right now. My primary interest right now is YouTube. Now, that does not mean I'm good at YouTube. I am new to YouTube, which doesn't seem like that's what it says at the bottom. I opened my account, my main channel account back in 2018, and then I opened it and let it sit there. I am like so many other people. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I sounded. I didn't know what I was going to put up. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't know anything about equipment. I didn't know anything about anything. And so I didn't stick with it. And I knew that consistency was extremely important, but I could not get motivated because I was so in my head about what I looked like and how I sounded. And I didn't know what to say. I was also fearful of what other people were going to say about me. And so I let fear paralyzed me. And I will tell you that's a big mistake. Coming back into it, I've been watching a lot of people on YouTube, and I love that it's evergreen content. I love that it is a search engine. I feel that I'm more comfortable being a talking head than I am with the creativity of putting anything together that's even like a remote skit. I'm certainly not going to sing. You never would want to hear that. And I am not going to dance. Uh, I I want to bring value to other real estate agents because I remember what it was like when I started and I couldn't find all those answers in any one place or they didn't have the kind of time to give me for all of my answers. So I at least wanted to have, for anybody who was looking, a place that they could go. If you like the answer, great. If you don't, scroll on. It's not going to hurt my feeling at all. I have multiple YouTube channels. Like I said, none of them are successful. They are all new. And why did I start multiple channels? First of all, some people would say I am insane in starting YouTube channels, so many of them at one time. But I did listen to the experts before me, and they did talk about have a niche. I think the one that I saw that was the best explanation was if you are going to go to the kitchen and just take a bunch of ingredients from your pantry, you're probably not going to make anything that's going to be very good out of it. But if you have a plan for like a cake or lasagna and you follow the recipe, then you're going to end up with a good product. And they also made sense in the fact that if you're showing up here for real estate news and I go and take you hiking or fishing, you're going to tune out on me. And the algorithm is not going to know where to put my content. So, since I enjoy being a talking head, I do like to speak to sellers. And what a seller needs to hear is not what a buyer needs to hear. So I have a channel specifically for sellers on how to help sellers get their home ready for selling and how to be successful in selling. And I have even contemplated putting stuff up there like you don't need a real estate agent because you don't need a real estate agent. There are a lot of things you don't need someone for. I don't need a mechanic to change my tire. I can do it. Do I prefer to do it sometimes? I've done it. I don't want to do it again. But I want to help sellers out, and they're not looking for relocation tips, which is my other channel. My other channel is people who are moving to Gainesville, and they want to know specifically what are the neighborhoods in Gainesville. Like if I'm my most recent person was somebody moving from California. So the question is, what does 200,000 get you in Gainesville? How close to my job can I be at $200,000? And so I realized that there are all these questions that buyers have coming here. Interestingly enough, the weather I hear people asking about the weather, I get it, but his questions regarding the weather were quite interesting. He was asking about the cloud formations, and he was just so interested about how differently the clouds looked here than they did in California. And of course, questions like, what do I bring with me? Am I going to need a winter coat or, just board shorts the whole time? So there is a specific channel for people that are relocating to our area. And then, of course, the third channel, which I'm most passionate about, which has like 2 subscribers, one being my husband, is this channel. This is the one I'm most passionate about. And the other reason I wanted to start this channel is I wanted to take people on the journey. If I am telling you agents like, hey, do social media, do social media, do social media, then I wanted to show through this brand new channel what it's actually like, the painful beginning to wherever we are on our journey. And my goal is to do 2 videos a week. One is about the real estate agent, their journey, everything from getting licensed to producing content to getting leads, like the entire real estate journey. And then the other one is this video, which is like, here I am, 0 subscribers, the path to monetization, brand sponsorships, affiliate links, that kind of stuff, because those are the 2 questions that I get from most people. So today, starting out August 18th, there are 2 subscribers. And like I said, one is my husband. I have no idea who the other subscriber is, but thank you for being here. So we're going to see each week if my subscriber base grows at all. And if so, why is it growing? And we're going to find out why it's growing or how it's growing through looking at the analytics on the kind of content that we're producing in there. I am using TubeBuddy to help me with my analytics. I only just signed up with them maybe a couple months ago, and I am learning TubeBuddy, so I am by no means an expert on that either, but I am absolutely enjoying some of the features that it has in there, specifically the one about helping me find keywords and testing those keywords, testing what they're gonna look like on there, and helping me formulate an entire video content before I actually put it up. I did make the mistake of, I'm gonna make the video because I have a lot to say, and then I will figure out the thumbnail and the title. And I will tell you, while it was very easy to make the video, it was really difficult to come up with a title and thumbnail that was possibly gonna work, and through watching TubeBuddy and binging a lot of social media, I have found that it is much, much easier to research the title first, look to see what people want to talk about and how much they're searching for it, and then coming up with the description and the thumbnail for it. So that's a little bit backwards. I find that it's actually slowed me down because so much more thought really needs to go into what is your video gonna be about, and making sure I hit all of those topics in there, so it's not gonna be just shooting off the hip anymore and rambling. For me, I've also gotta pare it down because sometimes I could really go off for a very long time, but I've gotta realize that not everybody wants to listen to me go on for an hour, so I probably need to hone in on specifically what they're looking for. And finding the time to make the video has definitely been a challenge. I have a brokerage with other agents in it, so I need to be available and responsible to them. I have a property management division, so I have to be available and responsible to my owners and the tenants. I do serve on the board of realtors, so for our local board, and I have commitments to them. And I, of course, have my customers and my family. So I'm definitely trying to balance a lot in there. I wouldn't say that was the smartest move, but that is exactly where I'm at. I stepped back on my teaching because, like I said, I do have a school, but I've pulled back from that to make room for everything else. I have to commit to my schedule. Sometimes, you know, that people want to, they see that you're sitting there and they're like, "Hey, real quick, I got a question." And you're like, you wanna help them, but I need to know, is, like, the building burning to the ground? Are we saving a life, or can you wait, like, 30 minutes for me to finish this video, and then I can give you undivided attention? So protecting my schedule has definitely been something we should talk about, because if you're gonna do video, it's not this anyway, it's like a 15-minute pop in, pop off, and you've got a completely done video. If you are one of those people, I'm so happy for you. We need to connect because I need to know what you are doing. But if you are not like that and you are like me, I'm telling you, let's go again. I am ground zero. I am learning TubeBuddy. I have tried different software editing programs out there, and the one that's sticking with me the most right now is CapCut. Many of the other ones I used are the vertical formats, and they were fun and quick. And I tried the ones that take the long form and cut them up, but it didn't work well for me. I just couldn't grasp it. So CapCut is the one that's working for me right now. Maybe it will always work for me. Maybe I will evolve. My message to you would be, use whatever works for you. If TubeBuddy is working for you, use TubeBuddy. If it's going to be vidIQ or any other number of platforms out there that I don't even know exist, use one of them. Whatever editing software that you want to use that. What I like about CapCut is free. I absolutely used as many of the free components as I could and was available to me before I finally paid for it, and I probably could still get away with the free version. I just didn't wanna spend some time. I think it cut my workload down by just going ahead and paying for it. But at first, I started out because it's free, and it was also, since it's what you use on TikTok, it made the learning curve between the softwares a whole lot easier. Now they have the desktop version and they have the phone version. I cannot see on my phone. I mean, it's hard enough, but if I'm gonna create a 30-minute video, that is way too much for me to edit on my phone. I have somebody in the office who can edit those type of videos on the phone, and she is amazing, and I love to watch her in action. I can't do it. The other thing about my videos is I wanted to hire an editor. And I know that a lot of people say, hey, hire an editor. It's probably going to be the best thing you could do. But what I knew about myself was it's unfair to hire an editor and just say, here's my stuff, create a masterpiece. I didn't even know what I wanted. And so they were asking me a lot of questions that I didn't even understand the question, let alone what was that product going to look like. So I decided that I'm going to edit my own content. That is painful. The learning curve was extremely painful. I binged watched hundreds of hours, saved all the links of simple, how do you do this? I finally got better. I am not great, but I am absolutely better than I was on the first day that I started. I also started to see what I like and don't like, and I learned an appreciation. What I thought was going to be a simple tweak was not. It either messed up the entire video because I didn't know what I was doing, or I had to learn a better way to do that simple, what I thought was gonna be a tweak in there. So I absolutely have learned a lot. I'm gonna continue to learn a lot. I do not plan to edit forever. It's not something I enjoy. I don't think I'm good at it, and my editing is gonna be very, very basic. These videos won't even be edited because if I had to edit them, they just wouldn't get put out. So that's part of the reason I'm forcing myself to do lives. This is my first live because I was forcing myself to learn it. And the other thing I learned from everybody was just do it. It's messy at the beginning. And so I'm telling you, this is messy at the beginning. I don't know how to do a live. I don't even know if it's working right. I don't have any subscribers. I'm still learning the software. I don't know if the lights are positioned right. It certainly could have been a prettier background. Like, we are gonna start together on this, and we're gonna explore it all. So you're gonna get to learn through my pain, and, we'll see how that worked out. Now, the next thing was, doing this because I wanna help agents. I can help you. I can give you a lot of information. Not all of it's gonna be right for you. Some of it will, some of it won't. At the end of the day, you have to do it. That's all there is. No one is going to be able to do it for you. And I think that's where a lot of agents make a mistake is they think that, okay, I watch TV, they're all making millions of dollars, driving around in great cars and dressed to the nines, and it looks fabulous. And you might even be out sometimes and you might see a group of real estate people at the bar and they're celebrating some big deal. But what you're not seeing is you're not seeing this. You're not seeing this behind the scenes. Like, yeah, you're not seeing that. You're not seeing the 8 hours of sitting in front of a computer, learning the software, learning the tools, doing the analysis, because if we videotape that and you had to watch somebody do that, it's very, very boring. So I wanted to help agents understand what it's truly like to be in real estate, the ups, the downs, the pains of it, the cost of it. And not everything works for everybody. I have somebody in the office, she loves cold calling. The girl is a master at cold calling and she can talk to anybody. She gets so excited if you give her a list of unknown phone numbers and she will just get on that phone and be largely successful at the end of it. And then I have somebody else in the office that they are all about relationships. Everywhere they go, even if it's a brand new function, they are best friends with everyone they've talked to. I mean, you can't help but like this person. They are truly amazing and they connect on such a deep level. Other people I have worked with are amazing at doing open houses. Even if they don't get people showing up, they leverage it to the hilt and they are awesome. So it's not that any one size fits all, it's that you need to find out what is going to work for you, not what worked for somebody else, and you might be able to do it. I mean, I could do any of those, and I can eke out success from it, and I say eke out because I wouldn't be as successful as those other people because my heart and my passion is not in that, and so you've gotta find what you're willing to do every single day that doesn't feel like work, that you're going to enjoy, and then lean into that, and if it's not working out for you, just tweak it. Like, if social media for me was not working out on one channel, then maybe that's just not my platform, but there are so many other channels that can work out for you. And so that's what this is about, is helping the real estate agent. And it's not just like what to do on social media. It's like right now we've got the whole NAR lawsuit, and we're expecting to see a large number of realtors or real estate agents leave the industry because either they don't want to make the change or they don't know how to make the change. And those two are very different. I've talked to agents that have been around and established for a very long time, and they are not willing to make the change. And I can respect that. Um, Maybe I might not want to if I've been in the business for 45 years, but there are other real estate agents that do want to stay, but they don't have support, whether that's broker support or family support, for them to understand what they need to be learning today, or they're getting confusing information and they're not sure exactly how to navigate those waters. So I want to be a resource for them. At the end of the day, you got to go to your broker and you got to do what your broker says. And I will say this wholeheartedly: if you're not getting what you need from your broker, change. Don't stay someplace that isn't working for you. You guys could be best friends, but you can be best friends if you're in another office. You got to go where you're going to go to get what you need for your business and your family to survive. I mean, nobody is working for free, or if you're willing to work for free and you're good, then give me a call because I would love to have you. But that's not the reality for most people. So the other reason I wanted to start a YouTube channel was I wanted to show you the process. Whew, the process of getting a customer, working with the customer, getting the customer into a contract that they're happy with, navigating that contract and getting to the closing table. That's just part of the process. The rest of the process is what happens after they close. They're not past customers. They're still customers. They're going to buy again. I think people make a mistake when they're like, "Oh, it's my past customer," and what, they don't matter anymore. It took so long to get them to call you and to get that lead nurtured, that you need to have a process for keeping in touch with them going forward. And I don't want them to feel like they were just a commodity, like, "Oh, they got their deal done and now I'm never gonna hear from them again." I do hear from that from a lot of people. For me, working with my referral and my sphere is most enjoyable to me. That is where I have the most fun. It says a lot to me if somebody will say, "Hey, you really got to call Tammy." And then that person just trusts me. So for me, that's where I love to be the most. The next reason is I wanted to show people how to do lead generation. Like I said, there's many ways to do lead generation, and our office does them all. But walk through the lead generation on how do you get your business? Where do you get your business? How do you nurture your business? And keeping up with it. And then the last reason was I wanted to address the fact of monetization. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm just going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to have all this monetization." Well, let's go on that journey together. And if you feel like this is going to be something you're interested in following the journey on, please subscribe and like, and let's go through this together. But I wanted to see, really, how long does it take? I have heard a lot of people are like, "I got monetized in 6 weeks." They had a plan. I don't have a plan. I'm like most agents out there. I am just having to start with putting it up. So I'm gonna do what I tell my agents: put up the content. Nobody is watching this right now. So if you're watching this later, nobody's watching this right now. And that's what I tell them. Make all the mistakes now, like my going live and my figuring out camera angles and talking and is this mic working type of thing. Like, do it now when there's literally nobody here to know about your mistakes. And then with every video, I plan to get better. I mean, just if I improve one thing on each video, I'm not going to say 1% because I don't even know what, if you're at zero, what is a 1% increase? So we're going to improve just one thing at a time. And then one thing I want to start and improve on is to do one live stream a week. Do I have my set day yet? No, I'm looking at my calendar, and the struggle for me is I will be traveling for the next 2 weeks for conferences. Since I have so many other commitments, some of those commitments are on different days. So could I say it's always going to be Thursday at 9? I can't do that. So we are going to work through that together. Either I'm going to have to make a commitment that is a certain day at a certain time because that's what my people are going to be asking for, or I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to have to figure it out. And then the next one is figuring out the content and the creation for the agents on like the day-to-day operations on there. So if you've stayed this long, I would be curious as to what questions that you have. Would you want to know how to get customers, or do you already have customers, but you don't know how to do a good CMA or an open house? Open house is not just sticking signs in the yard. There's a lot of different things that go into an open house. So as a real estate agent, what are you most interested in? Or if you're going to get in real estate, what questions do you have? If you're going to get into real estate, I will make a video on, actually, I already have a video. I just got to post it on how to get licensed. Mine is specific to the state of Florida, but most states are going to be along the same lines, which is going to be you're going to have to take a class of some sort and pass it. You're going to have to make application to your state and pass whatever background checks that they have. Then you'll have to take most likely the state exam and pass the state exam, and then you will find a brokerage that you want to work for, and then you can go to work. I mean, that's the absolute basics of it. But what you'll have to find out from your state is how long are the classes, or, and I mean, how long is it like a 63-hour class or is it a 150-hour class? And um, what are the background check requirements? You know, some people look at just criminal, some of them look at credit. You've got to figure that out with your state, and I'm sure there'll be a video for your state in there. So I hope that you stuck around long enough to get here. If you did and you want to follow the journey, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in a few days.